Hey everyone, this is Alex, and if you know me, then you probably know that I hold the game Downwell in pretty high regard, and if you haven't heard of it before, it's essentially a vertical platforming roguelite where your objective is to ping-pong off enemies to survive to the bottom while gaining new upgrades and power-ups, and it's pretty darn fun. With Super Mario Maker 2's ability to now make vertical levels, I had to attempt to recreate this beloved experience as best I could while still doing my own unique spin on the whole idea, and I even managed to add a difficulty setting just like the real game, which I'll touch on in a moment. The objective here in Well Down Vertical Survival is to make it to the bottom while trying to amass the highest score possible, which is easier said than done. You're encouraged to use the flying enemies to your advantage to not only slow your descent to better avoid hazards, but also to bounce around and gain as many coins as possible. Now you'll notice that I have blue visual indicators to show where the hazards are coming up, preemptively giving you just enough time to react to them, but this is also what allows me to have a pretty cool difficulty modifier for this level. If you choose easy mode at the start, this will now essentially block most of the hazards in the game, allowing you to practice up before trying a real attempt, because I made the level impossible to finish in easy mode, just to keep the leaderboards as pure as possible. Still, I really like how these blocks have dual purpose benefits in either mode that you're playing, and is probably where my level deviates the most from Downwell. You might have noticed the red coins scattered about, which are an optional collectible to try to aim for, and if you collect all 5, the special treasure room will unlock at the end, which is an important element for boosting up your score, hopefully widening the skill gap. Also, something I figured out through playtesting which adds an even higher skill ceiling to this challenge is learning to knock enemies into each other or into coins to maximize your combos, something I'm still trying to get better at myself. While the Super Leaf's floating ability is the intended way to play, and you can gain this back from landing at shops if you lose it, the level is still perfectly playable going straight down at full speed, but you'll definitely want to maintain the Leaf if you're going for a high score, as it's key to gathering the most coins. This level honestly worked out better than I thought it would, and I ended up using the max amount of enemies the game would allow, but I would have liked it to have been about 50% longer, so perhaps I'll make a sequel if this gains any traction. Now, if you want to try to set a high score for this level yourself, just look up the level using the code you're seeing on screen, and I'll also put it in the video description as well as in my pinned comment down below. I also highly recommend you take a look at the game Downwell, developed by Moping and published by Devolver Digital, because it's incredibly fun and I really love how that game plays at its core. If you happen to enjoy the style of content I do here at Boomstick Gaming, consider subscribing to the channel and following me on Twitter at BoomstickAlex to keep up to date on whatever gaming nonsense is floating around in my brain at every given moment. As always, this has been Alex from Boomstick Gaming, and thanks for watching.